Today on Running to Him.
Our hearts, like the Psalmists, should be grieved for society's sins. We will read through the book of Psalms for 6 months, and today we read Psalm 102, verses 1 through 14, and we'll concentrate on verses 1 through 4 and 12 through 13. Psalm 102, 1 through 4 and 12 through 13 says, "Hear my prayer, O Lord, and let my cry for help come to you. Do not hide your face from me in the day of my distress. Incline your ear to me in the day when I call me quickly. For my days have been consumed in smoke, and my bones have been scorched like a hearth. My heart has been smitten like grass and is withered away. Indeed, I forget to eat my bread." And verse 12 says, "But you, O Lord, abide forever, and your name to all generations. You will arise and have compassion on Zion, for it is time to be gracious to her, for the appointed time has come." Well, Charles Spurgeon, who lived in 1834 through 1892, was a British preacher and a pastor, and he's known as the Prince of Preachers. Spurgeon wrote this concerning 102. "This psalm is a prayer for far more in spirit than in words. The formal petitions are few, but a strong seam of supplication runs from the beginning to the end, and like an undercurrent finds its way heavenward through the moanings of grief and the confessions of faith, which make up the major portion of the psalm. It is a prayer of the afflicted or of a sufferer, and it bears the marks of his parentage, as it is recorded of Jabez, that his mother bore him with sorrow. So we may say of this psalm, yet as Rachel's Benoni, or child of sorrow, was also her Benjamin, or son of her right hand, so is this psalm as eminently expressive of the consolation as of desolation. It is scarcely correct to call it a penitential psalm, for the sorrow of it is rather of one suffering than of sinning. Now this psalm cries out for God's help, not for the individual's sin, but the nation's sins through various national and local leaders. It is right and proper for Christians to cry out to God for his intervention in the country's affairs. We are at a place in the United States where we need to cry out to God to raise godly men and women to lead this country and change its people's hearts. We are amid a moral decline of immense proportions. Evil is being called good, and good is being called evil. Now I hold to the general understanding of morality that the early church held. The Didache, the teaching, has been dated anywhere from 54 to 150 AD, and most conservative scholars date the docket around 54 AD. This dating means that the Didache contains some of the earliest teachings in the Christian church. In its second chapter, verse 2, it states, "You shall do no murder, you cannot commit adultery, you shall not commit sodomy, you shall not commit fornication, you shall not steal, you shall not use magic, you shall not use drugs," and this is my note, potions made by magicians. "You shall not procure an abortion, nor commit infanticide. You shall not covet thy neighbor's goods." Now, each of these acts is actively done in our modern society. In many cases, they are celebrated as being good. Our hearts, to the depths of our souls, should be grieving and asking God to change the hearts of the people. God created us and has the right to rule the universe. We who have a relationship with him through Christ must live that relationship with holiness.
Thank you for listening. We pray that today's devotion was meaningful to you. We would love to hear from you. You can use either Facebook or YouTube to like, subscribe, share, and tell others about us. If you would like to contact us, you can reach me at phineasjacobus@runningtohim.net.